And welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti. My guest this evening is Les Brown, who is with the First Church of Christ in Clinton regarding the church fair. Sir, how are you, Les?
It's good. It's good to be here.
Thanks for coming down.
Thank you for having us.
You got it. So, Les, tell us a little bit about yourself and how long you've been involved with the church.
I joined the church in the mid-'70s.
Okay.
Have been active member since then in various committees. Now I'm the moderator of the church,
Okay.
which is the lay leader. Been chairman of the summer fair since almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So.
How did the church fair come about?
It started, actually my first summer fair was interesting. It was it basically started as a farmer's market.
Okay.
And it evolved, it grew and grew, and it went from vegetables to flowers to home things. And then we finally decided that we grew into more of a family fair with, sure. We have a food court, we have a children's area.
Yeah, sure.
We have about 50 vendors come every year, and we line the front sidewalk around the. Mm-hmm. If you know the church, it's a Y.
Yep, sure.
In a triangle, and then down along Route 1. We have about 50 different vendors.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
So.
Now, as far as the role that you play with the church as the moderator, what do you do?
What do I do? Well, right now, our minister has recently retired.
Right.
And so as moderator and then lay leader, I'm responsible for the church.
Aha.
All the buildings, the physical campus that we have. I'm responsible to making sure we have worship service every Sunday.
Yeah.
Just anything that goes on with the church. I mean, right now, also part of a big role is our search for a new minister.
Aha.
Which can take. We've already been almost 6 months without a minister. It generally will take anywhere from another year to 2 years to find somebody. It's a process to go through.
Right.
So we in the United Church of Christ, you make out what's called a profile that describes the church, who you are, what we believe, where we want to go, where we've been, and we'll post it on a nationwide database. And authorized ministers will go and look at this database. Okay. And they'll find us, and if they're interested, they'll submit a resume, and then the process begins of interviewing and learning about each other. Hopefully, get to know each other. Yeah. So we make a good decision. When you hire a settled minister, you want it to be a long-term relationship. Right. You don't want to go 6 months, 12 months from now and say. Either one of the parties say, "Ooh, we made a mistake." Yeah, right. That's not what we're trying to do. No. So, anyhow, it's a rather involved process that we have to go through.
Now, it sounds to me like it's a national search for the minister.
It is. It's any authorized. Authorized is the key word. There's a lot of ministers out there. Okay. But they have to be authorized by the United Church of Christ, which has some theological differences between we're Congregationalists and the Methodists and the Episcopals and the Baptists. We all have little theological differences amongst each other. So as long as you're authorized by the UCC, they can have access to this database, and they can look at our listing.
And I'm sure being authorized by the UCC is it's pretty, as far as the process goes, it's pretty lengthy.
Oh, to become authorized? Oh yeah. It's for a new candidate, the final steps. It's called an MID, a member in discernment, and it can be up to 2 to 3 years that they have to go through to get authorized. Now, if you've been a minister for 20 or 30 years, it's very different. Right. It's shorter, but.
Now, as far as you said, you guys have been without a minister for a while now.
Since March.
Okay. Now, as far as that goes, do you guys have different people coming to fill in to say services every week?
Yeah, right now we're in a period called a pulpit supply.
Okay.
and there's a group of ministers out there, and who don't want or don't have a full-time church position, and they'll come and we'll hire them, and I'll schedule them, and I have a list of like a dozen different ministers, and I bring them in on a revolving basis to preach on a Sunday. Actually, we can, being a congregational church, we can really do whatever we want. And just to introduce some new things to the congregation. Matter of fact, this Sunday we have a rabbi coming in.
Oh, wow.
To give our weekly message.
Wow.
And so we'll work with her, and as far as the bulletin, so that we don't want to offend anybody.
No.
With the 4th of July weekend, I couldn't get anybody to come in and preach. So I ended up preaching.
How'd you do?
I got positive feedback, so I guess I did okay. That was all.
And now, how long are your services?
Oh, they're an hour.
Oh, okay.
Tops, yeah. Sermons last 20 minutes, 30 minutes sometimes. We had one gal come in, and her sermon lasted almost a full hour. But the people were engaged. The congregation was engaged. They loved it. So, but on average, about an hour.
All right.
So.
And from what I understand, I've actually been on the grounds of your church, but I've never been in. Is it small?
The sanctuary, it's this particular building was built 1850-ish.
Okay.
It's fairly good size. It's not big.
Right.
But it's not small. It's a good size for the whole campus. Actually, we have 13 acres in that campus. We have the academy building is ours, and the building where Kids Connection meets.
Yep.
On Route 1.
Sure.
That's our building, and we also have the parsonage. So it's and actually at one time, the Pape House was actually part of ours, but now that's owned by the I'm going to get this wrong. The Clinton.
Yep.
Cemetery Association.
Yes. Yep.
They own it. That's their headquarter building now.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but we still have about 13 acres left, right there and across from Town Hall.
Right.
So, we've been around for over 356 or 7 years now.
Wow.
The original land grant, written by King George, dictated that a church, before there could be a town, we had to have a church.
Okay.
And they had to have X number of members, I think 12 members. Wow. I remember this was the Wild Wild West back then.
Yeah, right?
There was nothing here.
No.
And so we've always been a cornerstone of the town since its very, very beginning. Had a couple of ministers, Abraham Pearson.
Yeah.
In the parish house. The original parish house is still in the same location as the current parish house, different building, but even though we argue with Old Saybrook has a rock that says the first building of Yale University was in Old Saybrook, down by Saybrook Point. Abraham Pearson actually started teaching students in the parsonage as the first class of Yale University. And Jared Elliott.
Yep.
Jared Elliott he was everything. He was a geologist. He was a farmer. He was a medicine doctor. He was a preacher.
Okay.
He was actually, I think, if I get this right, he's our longest running minister that we had in the church.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Now, what can people expect when they come to Sunday service?
Oh, Sunday service. Oh, well, it's a rather traditional Protestant, a call to worship.
Yep.
We read the scriptures. We have a morning message.
Okay.
That hopefully relates back to the scriptures that we just read. And then we have hymns along the way, and we have a benediction. So it's a rather traditional program that we follow.
Okay. Now, from what I understand, there's a summer fair coming up.
Yeah, it is.
Let's talk about it.
August 9th and 10th.
Yeah.
We've always called it, this is the 70th annual
Okay.
Clinton Summer Fair.
Aha.
And we say that with a tongue in cheek because during COVID we did shut down.
You did?
Yeah, we did. We had it 1 year. The second year we couldn't.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
Yeah, it
wasn't healthy to
feasible.
do.
No.
And we've always called it the Clinton Summer Fair,
Okay.
as opposed to the church's Summer Fair. We've always looked at this as a town activity.
Exactly.
For years, in years past, we actually had other churches would come in and work.
Okay.
And we still get a lot of members from other churches that come up. We get people from St. Mary's that
Okay,
have
sure.
come up year after year and work on the fair with us.
Oh, cool.
And like I said, it's August 9th and 10th.
Yeah.
Friday it's 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Saturday is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay. And what can people expect when they come to the fair? Everything.
We try to hit a little bit of everything. We have a giant tag sale,
Okay.
which anyone in town is familiar with. We have a silent auction,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the ladies of the church. We have the morning circle, and these women are artists with what they can sew, whether it be quilts or towels and blankets. They sell their goods
Okay.
there, and we have a baked goods. We have a food court, hamburger, hot dogs, French fries, a handmade lemonade. We squeeze it right there, fresh.
Oh, cool.
We have clam chowder. It's amazing. It's 90 degrees out, and we have a line of people buying hot clam chowder. I don't get it personally, but
No.
we do. And then we have a fried dough booth, and then we sell soda and ice cream.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a kids area,
Mm-hmm.
and over in the kids area we'll have a couple of bouncy houses, one for the little kids, one for the bigger kids. Miggs Point brings their traveling road show up, and we have them. They'll be there on Saturday from 10 to 4, and then at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's always a big hit. The kids come out of the woodwork. Bob Hale
Oh, yeah.
used to be an educator in town.
Yes, he did.
He's a magician now.
Yeah, I know.
So he brings his traveling magic show,
Wow.
and he'll perform in front of the front steps of the church. And then we'll have 50-ish crafters
Okay.
that sell everything from pictures, to candles, to jewelry, to clothing. There's anything, and they surround that triangle that forms the front of the church.
Okay.
So, and we also have a dip dinner on Friday night, which people love.
Sure.
We'll probably have, we have like about 30 different dishes,
All right.
and you walk down the line and you say, I'll have one of those, and you can skip it. You
Yep.
pick the food that you like,
Yes.
and then we charge by the dip.
Aha.
Every spoonful's a dip.
Okay.
And how times have changed. My first fair, it was a dime a dip. It's now up to about $1 a dip.
Wow.
So, but it's, but one of the gals puts that on for us. And then also on Friday night from 5 to 8, we have live music, the Engine Room, with Felix. And
I know Felix.
Felix and the troupe, they come, do a wonderful job.
Yeah.
And we'll have a big circus tent on the front yard, out from the front steps out towards Route 1. We have tables and chairs for people to eat and sit and relax.
Yeah.
So,
Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
sure.
All right, we'll be right back.
All right.
Rental cons top the list of travel scams reported to Better Business Bureau. Con artists often pretend to own these rentals and try to talk you into paying them directly instead of through a travel company. It may be tempting because scammers will offer a cheaper deal, but the last thing you want to do after taking time off of work and paying for airfare is to get to your destination and learn the home you plan to rent doesn't even exist. Do extra research before buying into an ad you see on social media or online. The free cruise is also a common con. Read the fine print and watch out for add-on fees, taxes, and other charges. And finally, beware of third-party booking sites that claim to sell airfare. You pay with a credit card and then receive a call from the company asking you to verify personal information such as your bank account. In other cases, you're told your flight was canceled and convinced to fork over more money to rebook. To see the full list of vacation scams and how to avoid them, visit bbb.org/travel. And to report a scam, visit bbb.org/scam tracker.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Les Brown with the First Church of Christ Congregational in Clinton. We're talking about the church fair. Welcome back, Les.
Good to be here.
Thanks for sticking around.
Having us.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around.
Oh.
All right, so we talked a little bit about in the first segment the church fair and all the fun activities that you guys got going on. Now, this is the 70th year. Has the format of the fair been the same as far as stuff that you guys have had to offer?
It's evolved over the years.
Okay.
I think I said earlier, it started out more as a farmer's market.
Right.
And farmers would bring their produce up, and we'd collect it. We get it from the town garden.
Sure.
And we'd sell it. And then over the years, it kind of grew and grew.
Mm-hmm.
And then we decided there was a conscious decision to make it more into a family style.
Right.
With activities for everybody to do.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the format we have today. We've talked about changing it, and just if it's not broke, why fix it?
Exactly. That's my theory.
It's working. But it's even things like one of the big places people love our silent auction that we have.
Okay.
We have a baked goods table.
Yep.
And books, and sell books and records.
Oh, cool.
And a lot of them are donated. And I mean, there's no entrance fee.
Right.
There's no gate.
Right. You just
There's
walk
free
in.
parking behind the church. We have permission. We can park behind the town hall.
Yeah.
Or even over at Pearson School in that parking lot.
Gotcha.
So we do that. And if anyone doesn't know, we're located right across from
You're
town
right across
hall.
from the town hall.
Right in the center of town. Can't miss us.
You're the big white church on the hill.
There you go. It's known as Meeting House Hill.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what the
Oh, I didn't know
that's
that.
what it's known as. Yeah,
Okay.
Meeting House Hill. So,
All right.
because most churches were called meeting houses
Uh-huh.
a couple hundred years ago,
Really?
because they were the center of the community.
Uh-huh.
You know, they were the church. They were the governing body of the church. They were the police department of the church. They were the public works department of the church. If you had an issue, you brought it to the meeting house, and that's where it got discussed.
So you did it all there.
Yeah. No.
Now, as far as the fair goes, it's obviously rain or shine.
It is.
Okay.
We've had.
I've experienced the fair in both
Yeah.
realms of weather.
A little bit of rain is not bad, because sometimes it'll drive people off.
It'll cool everything off.
the beach, and they'll come up to the fair.
Yeah.
I was there one year, and it was so cold. It's always been in August.
Yeah.
It's always been at the end of the year. We always looked at this as a gathering time for people from Clinton,
Right.
who have been on vacation, or some people have stayed out of town because of all the summer people.
Yeah.
Well, now it's a time for the Clinton residents to come out of the woodworking and reconnect with one another. And I was
Right.
there one year. It was so cold. I went over and got a box of sweatshirts from the Clinton Sports
Oh, okay.
and brought them over
Wow.
and sold them out. You wouldn't believe it. I've never experienced cold weather like that in August.
Oh, wow.
So,
Or sometimes it's just like really hot that weekend.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
experienced the fair that weekend too.
extreme heat is not good.
No.
So, but we do have, we have the fire station right next door.
Yep.
If we have a problem. We've had a couple problems. We've had a couple people fall, had a couple people pass out from the
heat?
heat, yeah.
Wow.
So, but being located right next door to the firehouse, and get 911 there in a hurry.
Yeah.
They come up and take care of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 'cause
It's a community thing. We all take care of
It
each
is.
other.
It
we
is.
take care of each other.
it is. And
So.
the other thing that happens at the church is the food pantry.
Yes, I think we moved them in. I'm going to get this wrong.
I'll correct you if you do.
5 or 6 years ago?
I think so.
We moved somewhere in that time frame.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the work when they used to bring the folks inside and
Yep.
they'd set up all the produce and the canned goods, and they could actually shop. But along came COVID.
Yep.
They can't do that anymore. So what
Nope.
they end up doing is they prepackage bags, and as you come up, depending on the number of people in your family,
Okay.
I think you're designated a color.
Okay, sure.
And you know, if I have 2 people in my family, I can get 2 bags of groceries. If I have 5 people in my family, I can get 4 bags of groceries, and, you know,
Gotcha.
whatever it is. But they've been doing, Bob has been doing, I know he's peaked out at almost 500 families,
Oh, wow.
but he's still right around 350, 400 families on a weekly basis
Okay.
coming through there on Wednesday night. So, and a lot of times people will get on Route 1 and they see all these cars out Church Road,
Yeah.
backed up to the Pearson School. And they're all-
I've actually been on Route 1 when they have the food pantry on Wednesday afternoons trying to get to the town hall for a meeting. It's
Yeah.
like, what's going on here? I'm
That's
like, oh yeah,
right.
it's Wednesday.
That's right. I forget that it's Wednesday, and I get annoyed when I get down. I want to go into church for business,
Yeah.
and I can't get into church because of all. But that's fine.
Right.
But they do a wonderful job down
They
there.
do.
They really, really do. So,
And it's helping a lot of people.
yep, it is.
And I believe all you do now is you just pop your trunk and
Yeah,
They
now
put
that,
everything
as I said, everything is prepackaged
Yep.
in bags, and depending on how many bags you're authorized to get.
right.
And they always have produce at the end
Mm-hmm.
that you can take whatever you need.
Oh, cool.
Plantains or squashes or whatever they get. Some
Right.
eggs, fresh. But it's amazing some of the donations. I know they buy a lot of their food from the Connecticut Food Bank up in Wallingford. Mm-hmm. That's their main supplier of food.
Oh, is it?
But it's amazing when you see the local grocery stores, even in town,
Yeah.
that donate food every week to the food pantry.
And I know some of the church gardens even donate.
But they do.
Yeah.
The one down by
St. Mary's?
no, the marina. The St. Mary's
Yeah,
Garden
it's
down
St. Mary's
there.
Garden.
And then there's a garden behind the Episcopal Church.
Yes, there is.
And they bring it over.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, everybody's very generous.
Yeah.
Really is.
Definitely.
And people need the help.
Oh, they most certainly
They
do.
do,
Especially
so.
now,
Yeah. So
especially in this day and age.
it is.
With the go in the grocery store is probably not feasible for some
I couldn't
people.
imagine having teenagers at home
I know.
now.
No.
It was, I'm not that old.
No.
But I can remember when my budget for groceries was $20, $25 a week.
Wow.
I can't go buy a gallon of milk and a loaf of bread for $20 anymore.
No.
So I just couldn't, it just has to be hard on, especially young families with young kids.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So,
Sometimes people.
and it's
get it.
important for the kids too, because they get the, in the morning when they go to school,
Yeah.
they have to have a good breakfast.
Oh, absolutely.
They have to have a good lunch.
Yeah.
And I really don't know about the local school system. You hear about these free breakfast and free lunch programs.
Right.
I don't know if we have that in Clinton.
I don't know.
I don't either. So it's, but this will augment that. So
Yeah. Absolutely.
anyhow,
All right. So church fair. Let's go through it soup to nuts one more time.
okay. August 9th and 10th,
Yeah.
Friday 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.,
Okay.
Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
The one caveat to that is our giant tag sale,
Yep.
it opens up at 9 a.m. both days.
Yes.
And not just at 11. And then we have the kids area over on the parsonage lawn. Mm-hmm. We'll have the couple of jumpies,
Okay.
little kids, big kids. We'll have Miggs Point will be there with their reptile snake display for the kids. It's a little hands-on for the kids.
Ooh, fun.
And then we'll also have Bob Hale,
Yeah.
his magic show for the kids. And then we'll have, like I said, we have a silent auction, we have baked goods, we have a food court, hamburger, hot dogs, french fries, lemonade, clam chowder, fried dough, ice cream, soda. We have our fancy works. These ladies are amazing, the stuff that they can make
Oh, yeah?
with their hands. Oh, yeah. And they work all year. And they'll display it there.
Really?
And Friday night is our dip dinner, 5 to 7. And we'll have live music on Friday night also, the Engine Room.
Felix.
With Felix, yes. And of course we get our 50 crafters, 50-ish crafters,
Okay.
something like that will come. And a lot of them put it on their calendar this year.
For next
They booked
year.
it for last year. And when they leave this time, they'll book for next year.
Now,
So-
is the fair always the same weekend, or does it fluctuate?
Yeah, and no, it's the same. It's the first full weekend in August.
Okay.
So wherever that,
Yeah, whatever that
and
weekend
dates,
is.
yeah.
And it's always Friday, Saturday.
Yep. We tried a Saturday, Sunday. That didn't, we
I
tried.
remember that.
We tried, different times to see if it would work any better, and then we always come back to the Friday, Saturday.
Right.
So it seems to be, like I said, if it's not broken,
Don't fix it.
let's not fix it.
Exactly.
So.
Les, we're about to run out of time, but before we do, I want to thank you for coming down.
Well, thank you for having us. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you.
You got it. We'll see you
So,
soon.
yes.
On behalf of Les Brown, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks. Good night. We'll see you next week.